I'm doing another book review, and it is for First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Can I just say, like, when I decided to buy this book, I was looking for a romance that was going to have me giggling and kicking my feet. I wanted something swoony, adorable, funny, cute, just like something that was gonna just fill my heart with warmth. And this book, it delivered. First Time Caller starts off kind of like Sleepless in Seattle. And it does say on the back that it's inspired by Sleepless in Seattle. But it just starts in a similar way. The rest of it is very, very different and very much its own story. Essentially, it starts off with a woman named Lucy who hears her 12-year-old daughter on the phone in her room at like 10 p.m. talking to a man. And she was like, "Excuse me," takes the phone from her, asks this guy who he is. Turns out he's the host of a romance radio show. And her daughter called in for advice for her mom, because her mom has not dated for the entire existence of her daughter's life. She ends up talking to him on the phone for the radio show for a while, kind of gets personal. Now, this radio show has not been doing great recently. It does not have a lot of listeners. They're trying to come up with ways to boost their listens. They have a podcast now. And the segment of the show where she's on the phone with him ends up going viral. So everybody pretty much knows Lucy's personal love business. So the person who runs the show asks Lucy to be a guest on the show to try and find her future love of her life, to boost ratings and listeners, I guess is more accurate. But while the radio show host, Aiden, is talking to her on his radio show and trying to set her up on dates and find the love of her life, he is falling for her, and vice versa. She's falling for him. They totally have crushes on each other. And it's just adorable. Adorable. It's really funny. I also felt like from the very beginning that the characters were very strong. I felt like their emotions were very real. Their little backstories that we get are very real. Their friends and their family were all very well fleshed out. They felt like real people to me, like pretty much immediately. It's dual POV. It doesn't go back and forth every chapter. Sometimes you get 2 chapters in a row from one person's perspective. But like, for the most part, every other chapter is told by Lucy and then Aiden, and it goes back and forth, which I did really, really like. Except for when there was sex. Both of the sex scenes were told from Aiden's point of view. And Aiden is a guy who had some guyish thoughts, which I didn't really like. And other people might like them. That's totally fine and fair. I feel like sex and sex scenes are very subjective. Everybody feels differently about sex and about the way that they like it to be written. It's literally, I'm going to say, impossible to please everyone when it comes to, books in general, but especially something as personal as sex. So I did not like that they were told in Aiden's point of view. I'm already personally not usually a fan of explicit sex scenes. So, even if it was told in Lucy's point of view, I'm sure I still wouldn't have loved it. But I think I would have liked it better if Lucy was telling it. But this is, again, not a criticism. I feel like it's not fair to criticize something like that. Again, because like I said, it's so widely subjective. But I did want to mention it just in case other people maybe feel the same way and it's something that you want to prepare yourself for, or maybe because you like it and that excites you and makes you want to read it more. There are only 2 sex scenes in it. One of them is long, though. It was like 16 pages. But the rest of it was just adorable. Adorable. As you can see, I did a good amount of tabbing. There was a lot of stuff that I tabbed that was just funny, cute, romantic, heartwarming. So many things. The other thing that I really liked about this book is in between each chapter you get like a little audio transcript snippet from one of the radio show episodes like this. And I really enjoyed those. I tabbed 4 of them. 4 of them they were just making me like grin, giggle, like kick my feet again. Like these, I know I said these things already, but like this is definitely a kick your feet romance. I enjoyed it so much. It put me in such a good mood. This was the kind of romance that I was looking for. I was told there is a sequel coming out, but I'm pretty sure it is a companion, which makes much more sense for a romance. And I will probably get it. So that's exciting. It's probably really good. I think it is about, according to the little tagline that's on the cover art, I think it's about the guy who works at the radio station who does the weather announcements, which I think is going to be a hoot. So yeah, anyway, if you're looking for an adorable romance that has some sex in it, then you should read this. Even if you don't want to read a book with sex in it, I mean, you can just skip that scene. And then just read all the cuteness in the rest of the book. Just saying. Anyway, I think that is all I have. There isn't really like much to say, except that it's fracking adorable. And if you would like to read a fracking adorable romance, then you should also read it. And then tell me how much you swooned, because I swooned a lot.